The Day of Judgment is the day when Allah, the Almighty, resurrects all creation for accountability after their death. It is called the Day of Resurrection because people will rise before the Lord of all worlds, and it is also known as the Last Day because it comes after the end of worldly life. Both the Holy Quran and the Sunnah describe it as a tremendous day, one filled with extraordinary events and terrifying scenes. Allah, the Exalted, says, "On that day people will come forth in separate groups to be shown their deeds. So whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it, and whoever does an atom's weight of evil will see it." But this raises a profound question. Will Allah, the Almighty, hold the insane accountable on the Day of Judgment? And if so, how will that happen? That's what we'll uncover, God willing, so stay with us. But before we continue, for those of you who found this video by chance, we're a family of 660 curious minds who love exploring strange and fascinating topics to learn from them. Subscribe to the channel and be part of our journey to 100,000 subscribers. Follow me on all social media and trust me, you won't regret it, because as we always say, even if stories seem similar, it's never the same as when I tell them to you myself. Scholars have said that insanity is the disturbance of the mind to the extent that a person's actions and words no longer follow reason, except rarely. It is also described as the impairment of the faculty that distinguishes between good and evil, aware of consequences, but whose effects are absent and whose functions are disabled. There are many legal rulings related to the insane found in the books of Islamic jurisprudence. Among them, the insane person is not held accountable for physical acts of worship, such as purification, prayer, fasting, or pilgrimage, and such acts are not valid from him. Scholars have stated that the insane is required to pay zakat if he owns wealth. His guardian pays it on his behalf. Likewise, he is liable for damages or compensations if he destroys something, because this falls under the rules of responsibility, not rules of moral obligation. The insane person is considered a Muslim if one of his parents is Muslim, and it is hoped that he will enter paradise. He is legally restricted in financial dealings. His sales, purchases, and verbal transactions like divorce or gifts are invalid. Insanity is also considered a defect in marriage that permits annulment. The insane person is not subject to qisas, retributive punishment, or hudud, legal penalties such as for adultery. However, he inherits, and his guardian manages his wealth according to what is best. If he dies leaving wealth, it is distributed among his heirs. Regarding the accountability of the insane on the Day of Judgment, scholars have differed. Will they enter paradise directly, or will they be tested? Some say they will be tested, and whoever obeys will enter paradise, while whoever disobeys will enter hell. But the opinion that they enter paradise directly is the one chosen and affirmed by Imam al-Nawawi, may Allah have mercy on him. He said, "This is the correct and preferred view adopted by the scholars, based on Allah's words, 'We never punish until we have sent a messenger.'" Quran 17:15. If Allah does not punish a sane person who never received the message, then it is even more fitting that he would not punish one who lacked reason altogether. Others said that the child of a Muslim who is born insane or loses his mind before reaching maturity will, by Allah's mercy, be joined with his believing parents, citing the verse, "And those who believed and whose descendants followed them in faith, we will join their descendants with them." Quran 52:21. The other opinion holds that such people will be tested in the hereafter. It was narrated in Al-Nawada wal Ziyadat that a fire will be kindled for them on the Day of Judgment, and it will be said to them as a test, "Enter it." Whoever Allah knows would have obeyed him if he had been sane will enter it and will not be harmed. Then he will enter paradise. But whoever Allah knows would have disobeyed him, even if he had reason, will refuse to enter and will be cast into hell. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said regarding those who will be tested on the Day of Judgment, 4 will be brought: the child, the insane, the one who lived in the period between prophets, and the very old man. Each will give his argument. Then Allah will command, "A messenger from myself will be sent to you." Then a flame will be brought forth, and it will be said to them, "Enter it." Whoever was destined for misery will say, "O Lord, how can we enter it? We fled from it in the world." But whoever was destined for happiness will rush to enter it, and it will become cool and safe for him. Allah will then say, "You are to my messengers even more disobedient." Thus, those will enter paradise, and those will enter hell. O Allah, we ask you for your pleasure and for paradise, and we seek refuge in you from your anger and from hellfire. By your mercy, O most merciful of the merciful, and Allah the Most High knows best. May peace, mercy and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad, his family and his companions. Stay safe and under Allah's protection. Peace be upon you all.